episode 14 of On the Shelf, the series. Welcome back. Wait, did that work? Ah, excellent. Okay, so I only have a minute. Time vortex being what it is. I know what he said. Well, technically what I said. Well, technically what we both said. But this is not episode 14. This is actually episode 15. So, enjoy. Subscribe. But I'm going to say that again later. So, shoot, paradox. All right, I got to go. Bye. I am very glad to have you here. My name, as always, it hasn't changed. I have not regenerated. My name is still Mike. Today with me, we have Millie Devine. Millie, how are we doing on this Galifan-tastic day?
It has been a great day today.
Excellent.
It's been fantastic.
Excellent. For those who don't know, Millie is a Doctor Who fan, and as you can see, you probably can't see because it's a little out of camera, but a little out of the frame. She's also a giant Superman fan. But we are not here to talk about Superman today, are we, Mills?
Nope.
We are not. So, Millie, before we start getting into the wonderful world of Doctor Who, tell the folks at home a little bit about yourself.
I'm from the UK, from the north of the UK, and I have been a Doctor Who fan since I was 4 years old, which is crazy because I'm almost 20, so that's like the majority of my life.
That is way more than that's like almost being born and just being given a sonic screwdriver. So you're like right there.
Pretty much, yeah. Yeah, I love to go to conventions. I'm a cosplayer. I have
I mean, so okay, it's a lot because I mean, if you think about it, Doctor Who is been how many years on the air? How long has it been?
50 plus years, 50
plus years. So it's hard. So it's hard to cram everything about who you are and what you're about into a 35, potentially 40-minute show. So I get it.
Yeah.
So let's go with how this all started for you. 4 years old. A 4-year-old Millie is watching is introduced to Doctor Who. How did that happen?
Well, basically, one night I got hold of the TV remote and I was flicking through, like toddler me, just flicking through, and I saw the opening titles of Doctor Who and like the colours and like the Tardis and like the music and everything just like got me hooked. And I watched the first episode and I just fell in love with the show. Like fell in love with the show from like there on. And my first ever memory of Doctor Who like is that, and my first ever memory just in general is of that episode.
So let me ask you, which episode?
Rose. Which is also, I think, kind of got me hooked because my middle name's Rose as well, so like...
I get it. So, so you started with Christopher Eccleston as the Ninth Doctor. And I'm obviously you're based on everything behind you, you're probably caught up 13 and on, you know, Jodie and everything.
Yep.
How far back have you gone? Are you fully
all of them?
All of them.
Yep.
Lost episodes, animated episodes, the whole shebang.
Mm-hmm.
Radio serials, everything.
Mm-hmm. I'm not too caught up on the audiobooks. I have listened to a majority of them.
Mm-hmm.
But I prefer the visual side of it as well as just like the listening.
Okay. All right. Now, I know that as of the time of this recording, Time Lord Victorious has just come out.
Yeah.
I haven't started reading it myself yet. What would you, so far, without any spoilers, as River would say, what do we think of it? Do we like it? Do we not like it?
The whole concept of it is really cool. Like,
okay.
And I love the fact that, I don't know if this is going to be a spoiler or not, a certain doctor has come back to the role. It is so cool, like, that he has done that. And I think because his first convention was in the UK, and the fans who went to go see him, which was only 2 years ago, I think it was.
Okay.
They, like, really made him feel welcome in the community again, because I know he kind of felt pushed out a bit. So I think that's helped a lot with him warming up to becoming the Doctor again, which is so cool. And obviously was I don't, it's in the poster, so it's like Christopher Eccleston's
Oh
Doctor.
yeah, I mean,
But
well, that's
yeah,
something that I think that
they want
people
to like
just reading. There's been a lot of articles and stuff saying that Eccleston wanted to come back, and I mean there were various reasons I think on both sides. I mean they pushed him out, and he wasn't exactly spoke a little not as positive as some of the other former Doctors about his time on the show. So I think that may have made some of the fans a little bit jaded towards him. Which I mean I've met him too, and he was swell. He was really nice, very friendly, awesome guy, very welcoming. And I think, like you said, I think based on the fans really, embracing him, and it was a very short-lived time that he was the Doctor. It was only one season, but it was a very, I think he did an excellent job for being like the reintroduction of the Doctor back onto the BBC. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean it got me hooked on it, so. So
well, that's all that matters.
Yeah. Funny story is I was at a London con last year, I think it was. I think it was last year.
Okay.
And he ran straight into me, like, because he was late for a photo shoot, and he knocked into me, and I didn't realise it was him, so I turned around and I was like, anyone else would have gone. but because it was Christopher Eccleston, I was just like, oh my god.
That's it. You're brushed with greatness. Now, and you're not a short gal. And the other thing, Mills, is that you're not a short gal. You were in the 6 foot club.
I am.
Like
I'm
like
really
your host.
tall.
You're pretty tall. For what's the since Americans refuse to use anything other than feet and inches. What's that? How tall are you in metrics?
I don't know. We use 6 feet.
Oh, do you?
Over here.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Oh boy, I thought it was just. I thought we were the only ones that use feet and inches. I thought it was just. I thought you all are about stones and centimeters and millimeters.
We do, but in terms of height, we normally just say.
Oh really?
Inches and feet.
See?
Yeah.
Fun fact of the day, folks. I did not know that. So, the more you know. Anyway, so Mills, what let's do a little show and tell. Normally when folks come on the show, we and unfortunately the viewers at home cannot see, or in a bus or wherever you might be in their office right now, cannot see the gigantic wall of stuff that you have. And you are and it's amazing, and we'll get a picture of it. We'll take a screenshot or something to show everybody exactly. And not that many people here are detectives, but I think based on it we could probably figure out who your favorite Doctor is. But spoilers. But show us some of the items that you're bringing on the show for us, for everybody.
So, the first item I want to show kind of comes in a pair, because this has like so much sentimental meaning towards me.
Okay.
Like, this is from the second time I went, but in Cardiff they had a Doctor Who experience.
Of course they did.
Closed down in 2017. This is a ticket from when I went the second time round.
Okay.
And it was so cool because it was actually, I saw the advertisement for it in the back of a Doctor Who magazine, and they were like, I'm going to be cheeky and I'm going to go ask my parents. I know for a fact they're going to say no. And they didn't. And I was like, what? They didn't. I was like, ah.
That's awesome.
So I was lucky enough to be able to go twice, and the fact that I got to go with my parents too was like so cool, because they're not the biggest Doctor Who fans. They're just like, they don't understand it, but they pretend to understand it.
It's okay. It's
and
good
it
parents.
was just like, yeah, it was like a really cool memory that I will always have, and the fact that I've still got the ticket for it and stuff. And I originally, because I got a normal ticket, and we went through the whole experience and stuff. And then at the end, at the gift shop, I found out what was in the merchandise area, like packet thing. And I really wanted to get my ticket, and I had spent all my money on like Doctor Who merch and stuff. So I was like, and I told my stepdad, and my stepdad were like, I'll just do it, I'll just get it for you. And I was like, and it came with this inside of it.
Okay.
It says official companion on it, and it has the
Ah,
Tardis
it's got a
Key.
key.
The
Lovely.
Tardis Key, and this is probably one of the most, I won't say valuable in terms of money, it probably is, but I don't
Eh,
know, but it's probably the most valuable to me because of the memories it has behind it,
it's
and it's
awesome.
just the fact that I have a Tardis Key is just like one of the coolest things ever.
That's
I'm just like, yes.
now how long ago? I'm sorry. How long ago when was this experience?
When I got this, it was in 2016.
2016. Okay, all right. Because I
It
noticed the
closed in
key was silver,
2017.
so I was trying to because I know
Yeah.
that the TARDIS key has been a couple different colors, so I was just
Yeah.
trying to.
It's not a specific key. It's one that they see if I can get it out of the thing.
No, don't worry about it. I don't. This is when it bounces on the floor
Not
and goes
coming out.
under. Yeah.
It's not coming. It normally comes out straight away, but it's not today. It's
So
just
it's shy.
I'll send you some photos of it,
Mm-hmm.
but it's got the Doctor Who experience engraved in it, and it's got on the back official companion, and it's just, and I got a certificate that says you are the Doctor's official companion. And I'm just like, ah. I was just like, oh, this is the coolest thing ever. And my mum's like, why are you crying? I'm like, it's the Tardis Key.
It's
I
understandable.
was just like, it was just like, this is just the best thing.
So what else you got?
This next one, this is also like one of my prized possessions. This is a remote control K9. And this, I got this from Toys. Well, I didn't get it from Toys R Us, but I saw it and I wanted it, and my mum was like, "No, you can't have it. It's too expensive." And for Christmas, she bought me it, but she's like, "We have 2 rooms downstairs, and she put it in the other room." So when I thought I'd finished opening everything. She went, "Oh, one more thing. Go have a look in the other room." And I was like, and I like tearing it off. I'm like, "Oh!" I like the K9, and I
it's
have
signed.
got it signed by
Yeah.
the voice actor.
Awesome.
And it's another really cool story because he is such a cool guy. Like, if you ever get to meet him, I would highly recommend doing it because he was just sat there at his table with his mini K9, and I came along with this, and he went, "Can I have a go?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure." So I handed him the controls to it, and he was like driving it around. And I actually interviewed him for my Doctor Who documentary, which was like one of the coolest opportunities I ever got.
Really?
And yeah, and for every con I go to now, he knows who I am, and it's like one of the most coolest feelings ever. I'm like, K9 knows who I
am. That's freaking awesome.
It was great. Yeah, it was like, this is so cool.
So does it? It has the voices and everything. Like it speaks. It moves and speaks.
This panel opens.
Oh,
and
lovely.
all the insides of it.
That's so cool.
If I... It lights up.
That's awesome.
This unit at 100% efficiency. This unit identified as K9 Mark II.
It's
Mark II. Yeah.
So cool. And when I turned it on for him, it was like he was speaking it as the K9 were doing it. But I always thought that there's like kind of edit the voice. No,
nope. There's no filter. There's no voice. There's no voice modulation. That's his voice.
It's such strict. Like, he can do it. I was like shocked. I was like, oh wow. Oh, dude, it's so cool. I was just like living my best life. I was like, yes.
Listen, as a fan, that's all we can hope to do is you know, be immersed in the experiences like you are about, you know, the things we enjoy. So good on you.
This second one is actually a cosplay. Oh, I dropped.
That's okay. That's all right.
It's a cosplay. It's my 11th Doctor frock coat.
Yep.
And it is a official merch, and I didn't get it because it was official. I've always wanted it, but it was always like way out of my price range. I was like, I like to do cosplay cheaply, but I was at a con dressed as Superman, and this other, like, she was dressed as something from Marvel. I'm not too sure on Marvel characters. And we were just talking about superheroes, and then she was like, "Wait, do you like Doctor Who?" And I'm like, "Yes." And I was like, we were just talking about Doctor Who for like ages, and then she went, I managed to bring up that I wanted to do the Day of the Doctor, 11th Doctor, and she was like, "I have a coat, what size are you?" And I'm like, "I'm a large," and she went, "I will sell it to you for 50 quid. And I was like, "What?"
Wow.
I was like, 50 quid?
Now, those are Abbey Shot jackets. Are those Abbey Shot jackets?
Yeah,
those are expensive, folks.
This is an Abbey Shot one.
Yeah.
And I was like, And it was like, I was like, yeah, of course.
Yeah,
Buy
that's
it,
awesome.
50 quid. And this is the coat that I met Matt Smith in as well. Matt Smith hugged this coat. So I was like, yes.
Now,
So yeah,
now, what
I've
I'm
had
going to ask
some
you, now I can guarantee that I kind of figured that that would be your favorite Doctor. Is that a correct assumption that Matt Smith is your favorite Doctor? Favorite
100%.
incarnation of the Doctor? Okay. And
100%.
how many times have you met Matt Smith over the years? Because it has to be more than once.
Just once.
Really?
No,
Just
it's
once?
just once.
Okay.
Yeah, I've only ever met him once.
Okay.
Because I've never had the money to do it, and he don't really do UK cons that often. So when he was announced for Comic Con last year, and I was like, I had a job, and I was like, I have to do it. I just have to do it. I have to beat him because I was like, as soon as he became the Doctor, he was like my instant favorite. I remember being so loyal to David Tennant, and I was like, I'm gonna hate this guy. I don't even like him before I even watched it. First episode, I was like, oh my god, it's my new favorite.
I was actually rewatching everything this morning. It is currently about 2:15 here, U.S. New York time. So I was actually just rewatching his first season as the Doctor. Yeah. Just because what else do you do on a Sunday?
Nothing. If you don't watch Doctor Who on a Sunday, it's not really a Sunday.
It's very true. So who's your favorite companion then?
See, this is tough because I have so many. But in terms of Matt Smith companions, it would definitely be Amy Pond.
Okay.
But in terms of overall companion, I'd probably say Donna, because it was the first time in me watching Doctor Who where it wasn't sort of a kind of love interest between the characters. It was just purely friendship based, and it's like they just seemed to be living the best life and loving life and just having so much fun with it. And I'm like, yes, I want to do this. I want to travel and have the best time ever, like, and not have to worry about, like dramas and stuff like that. So it was just so cool. And when she left, like her leaving the show was like so emotionally like draining. I was like, oh,
I know.
It was just so sad what happened to her character. But yeah, like Donna is just amazing. Just an amazing companion.
She is. It was nice to see. It was nice to see how she went from basically like a self-absorbed temp to then somebody who like not only did the universe feel was important, but then she realized how important she was too to everything, which was nice. And then she gets her happy ending at the end with the marrying the guy, and then the winning, then getting the winning lotto ticket that was borrowed with a quid from her dad, which was neat. Yeah. So very very happy ending for Donna. It was awesome.
Very.
So Donna's your favorite. So Amy Pond. So now why Amelia Amy Pond?
I think, like, at the time of my life when Matt Smith and Amy became the Doctor, when Matt Smith became the Doctor and Amy became the companion, I was going through a lot of change. Like, everything seemed to be changing, and it was sort of an escape for me when it, like, was on. Like, Doctor Who has always been an escape for me, like, from the reality that we live. But, like, especially then, with the amount of change I had, it was, like, the consistent companion that I had in life. And it was just the fact that they worked so well together on camera. And it was sort of, like, more of a fairy tale than...
Right.
I don't know how to kind of explain it, but it just seemed just right, if you get me. Just right.
They seem to be like a yin to a yang in that one. If their social media posts, even Matt doesn't have social media, but Karen does, and they were like best friends. And I mean, I don't keep up with it that much, but I'm sure they still talk, but like they used to be like super tight.
Yeah.
So it was nice to see that.
They all went in it.
Say again?
They all went in it together.
Oh,
they all
right.
went in it together though, didn't they? Because there wasn't really none before Doctor Who, so like they were all in it together, and I think that I've done acting, and when you're in that position, it like bonds you together even closer than anything, and it's just so cool to see their friendship in real life translated on screen. It was like, it's just so cool, especially with Stephen Moffat's writing, because he's my favourite writer. It was just really cool, like so cool.
Favorite episode?
Ooh.
Favorite episode with Matt, and then favorite episode not with Matt. Ha ha ha! You see what I just
Ooh.
did there? Well,
Well,
let's start with the easy one. Go with Matt first.
well, my favourite overall episode anyway, like in the entire history of Doctor Who, is Day of the Doctor. So that kind of goes with Matt as well.
Yeah, we'll count
And
that one.
for
That
obvious
one will count
reason.
without Matt. We'll count that one without Matt. That one's for the without Matt. So with Matt would be
Okay, with Matt. Oh, so many great ones. Is all of them an option?
all of them is probably option like E. So I mean, he's
Ooh,
had a lot of good episodes. He has. There's been, first season introducing him, and then everything in between. Them figuring out who River was. There's been
yeah.
the whole
As like
thing.
as like a standalone episode, it's kind of a standalone episode. Probably Vincent and the Doctor. It was
Good
so
one.
emotional. It was such a good episode, and like I don't, well, I do now cry at things all the time. I'm just like an emotional wreck, but but back then, like I didn't tend to cry at things. But that episode was just like so like it was just like a perfect episode in my opinion. Like if anyone wants to watch Doctor Who, kind of read up on the characters first before you watch it, but then like if you want to like a starting episode, I'd say Vincent and the Doctor is a great one to start off.
Absolutely, I couldn't agree more. It was a perfect standalone episode. The acting was phenomenal in that. They really I feel like they did a good job showing, like, he did suffer from mental illness. There was a lot going on in that episode, but they still managed to turn everything into a silver lining about at the end of the episode, and to show him that you will be appreciated in way after. Don't think everyone thinks your paintings are crap. Things are going to get better, trust me.
That was kind of the first time the Doctor had ever shown a past character the future, like, because the Doctor's not supposed to do that,
right?
But he made an exception, and he did, and it was like everything about the scene was like the acting and the music. Like Miragold is a genius, like when it comes to composing, and the writing. It was just everything about it was just like the best thing ever. Like it was just yes, this is Doctor Who. This is what I love, and it was great.
So now, Mills, if you did have a TARDIS and you did have a lot of money, a lot more than most people, that you could pretty much afford whatever you wanted. It's something that it actually exists in the world, not like buying a fully functioning TARDIS. But if you had that grail item that you've always wanted, what would that grail item be for you?
Ooh,
And you can't kidnap Matt Smith. You can't put him. You can't bring him with you to university, so that doesn't count.
Dang it. I've always wanted a life-size Dalek. Like, always wanted one that you can go inside and ride around, and it has the voice and everything. Like, that's, like, probably high up on my list. But, like, in terms of Doctor Who, not Doctor Who kind of thing, like, one of the original scripts or film reels of the first episode would be so cool to have in my collection. Like,
that's a good
the
one.
moment that started it all would be just perfect. And because, like, I'm a filmmaker, like, it would have two meanings to me. And
of course.
Because Doctor Who has inspired me to go to uni and do all these things that I want to do. So having a film reel would be like the perfect metaphor in a way for everything, and especially if it's Doctor Who. So that would be really cool.
What's neat about people who are inspired by genres like Doctor Who, Star Trek, and everything, is that they go on to do amazing things. Like you said, you've gotten into acting and filmmaking because of Doctor Who. There's people who who love Star Trek, and that's why they got into fields in science and everything, and creating all these amazing things. So it goes to show that it's more than just an escape, like you said. It's really also a point of inspiration and creativity for a lot of people.
Yeah, definitely.
So yeah, I can't agree with you more. How Doctor Who has been a lot to me as well. I haven't been watching it since I was 4, but I did start off as you did with number 9. So
yeah.
And I do have I am wearing my my shirt today in honor of you. Yeah, absolutely. I had to wear my boy Scott made these shirts, these Time Lord shirts. So I had to break it out especially for this episode. How many sonic screwdrivers do you own?
Hmm.
Too
I
many, it
haven't
seems.
counted them. I haven't counted them, but a lot.
A lot.
I think I have about 12, 11 Dr. Sonics alone. I have a lot because I take them to cons and I
Mhm.
break them, but then it's it's not just that. I just love Sonics every time I see one. It's like you can't go wrong with a Sonic. Like if you know a Doctor Who person in your life, get them a Sonic. Like even if they already have it, like it's just like if you're a Star Wars fan, like you get them a Stormtrooper. Like same with Sonic, just buy him a Sonic and it'll make the day. Like and I always have one in my bag wherever I go. Always,
Always. Nice.
always.
So now, before I get to the question that I ask everybody on this show, and I don't know if it's going to bleed into it, so if it does, then you can let me know. But what would you say is the most rare or unique Doctor Who piece that you own? If it coincides with the question, then we can hold off on that. But if it doesn't, then I'd like to hear what you got, because you have a pretty good collection here. So I'm sure you've got some pretty
I
neat
have a
things.
I have a huge collection. I'm trying to think. Um,
Like, you have a ton of signatures, you have a ton of pictures with people, but like there has to be like a lot of different stuff even that they don't make anymore. Like, I remember I reached out to you a couple weeks ago about getting that magnetic uh, bumper sticker, or the thing
yeah,
that said, my other ride is a TARDIS. You can't find that anywhere. That's like you
no.
have to go on like Etsy to get like a vinyl sticker of it. So I mean, and that's just a small example, but there's been so many things over the years that have come out that they don't make it anymore for a ton of reasons. Different manufacturing companies or whatever, or some stuff is just so awesome that they stop making it. What you got? Anything?
Um, I don't have it to hand,
That's okay.
and I kind of don't know where it is because my collection is all over the house.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but I can remember when I definitely do have it
Okay.
somewhere, but I can remember getting it as a kid, and it's sort of like a Game Boy, but it's not a Game Boy at all.
Okay.
And it's a TARDIS that opens up. You can play Doctor Who mini games on it,
Really?
and yeah, it's like only black and white like screen and stuff like that. But it like to me as a kid, like I didn't have internet, I didn't have anything, so I was like constantly always on this TARDIS thing
That's
that I
awesome.
had. So that's probably one of the most like items that I have that aren't manufactured anymore, and it has the first series packaging. I'm pretty sure it might be David Tennant's packaging. I think it's the second series actually. Now I'm thinking back on it.
Okay.
Second series.
I'm gonna have to look for that now. Once this episode ends, I'm gonna have to use the Google machine and see if I could find a picture of this to intersperse into the footage here. So I'm
I'll
gonna
see
have
if
to
I
look for
can
that.
find one as well.
Aces. We'll check it out. So, all right. So, Millie, the big question. I've asked 13 people now, including myself, and you are number 14 of this dysfunctional on the shelf family. If you had 3 items of your collection and you only had one shelf in your house, flat, dwelling, TARDIS, wherever, and it doesn't matter the size of the shelf, what 3 items would they be that you would take with you that put on this shelf?
I would. It's big. It's huge.
It's okay.
It's definitely the biggest thing I have in my collection.
It's okay.
But I have a life-size inflatable Dalek.
Really?
So that'd go on my shelf. Yeah. I'd probably say a Sonic. You have to have a Sonic on your shelf. It's just a key item.
And it would have to be 11s. It would have to be one of 11 Sonics.
11s, yeah, definitely.
Of course.
And trying to think of the third one. I don't know for my third one. I'd probably pick like a Matt Smith photograph that I have.
Okay.
That I'd like draw
Okay.
on as well.
That's fine. That's a good one. I mean, listen, it's match your doctor. Everyone's my doctor for so long was Tennant, and then I've been rewatching the Capaldi episodes a lot lately, and I feel like I don't know, maybe as I've gotten older, I feel like I identify more with Capaldi. You know?
Capaldi's great.
Oh my god.
I didn't like it. I didn't like him at first because he replaced my doctor, and I was mad about it. And I was like, "You will never ever be someone I like."
And then,
but he's a great doctor. He's great. It's like the regeneration cycle of fans. Like, you don't like the doctor, you begin to like them, you love them, they're your favourite, they get replaced, you hate them. It's like a cycle that everyone goes through. But yeah, Peter Capaldi is a great doctor.
Bill's actually one of my favorite companions too. I love Bill.
Yes.
Bill did such a great.
Such
Pearl
nice
Mackie did such a great job. It was like if you and I were dropped into that world for the first time, and she had that like the eyes of like a civilian, if you will, like someone who was like, "Holy crap, it's this," and it's, you know, even I forget what her response was the first time she went into the TARDIS, but it was a completely different answer than anybody else had ever given.
It's
you know,
a kitchen.
Right? Yeah.
It's a kitchen.
Right, she's like, where's the bathroom? Is this it? Like, he's like, what the hell are you talking about? So yeah, and then Donna's actually a close second for me. So I feel you on that one. Donna's bomb. So I'm with you.
I think you can't go wrong with Donna. Like, if anyone's wanting to watch Doctor Who, I think Donna's automatically going to become an instant favourite.
Oh yeah.
So.
Oh yeah, she's real cheeky too, which is freaking amazing.
Yeah.
I love it. The smartest answers.
Pitt's personality as well, because she's a comedian, and the funny aspects that they have in it is just so cool.
Absolutely. Couldn't agree more. Millie, I want to thank you for coming on the show. It has been a pleasure. Time has flown by. It is always fun talking with fans and other collectors, especially stuff that you identify with and that you know and you're familiar with. I mean, we could sit here and talk for freaking hours about all this Doctor Who stuff, and then most of the people who are listening right now would probably be like, okay, I gotta go. I don't understand. But what I would appreciate, especially being a lifelong Doctor Who fan, is if you could give me a list of a couple of the episodes, you know, a short list of some good introductory episodes. If somebody was like, you know what, I want to give it a shot. I've always heard about, you know, the Doctor. I've always heard about Gallifrey and stuff. I want to see what this is all about. Some episodes, some standalone episodes that maybe people could get into to you know, familiarize themselves with stuff. Sound good?
Yeah.
Aces. Folks, I want to thank you for joining us today on this wonderful journey. If you have not done so yet, subscribe. I point every freaking episode. I point down there. And most of you doing it. Look, Millie's doing it too. But I always point, and so many of you are subscribing, and I appreciate it, and watching. The feedback has been great. It's always nice to hear the positivity. The fans, the collectors, everybody who's been coming on and talking to me about their show, their love of the show, and their love of their own collections, which I like hearing. So if you want to come on the show, drop me a line. You know, whatever it takes. I'm here. I would like to talk to you about your collections. Thank you again, Millie. And
thanks for having me.
'Tis a pleasure. Folks, have a wonderful day. Take care.